Hey, what's up? This is Michael Watson with Freestyle Comics and the Stuff. Today, I'm going to bring you something awesome for the next 7 days. And this is all me, because I've kind of got into a big debate on YouTube about a certain video that was posted by MTV's Decoded that I wasn't a big fan of. And let me get this out the way first. I appreciate what they did because, they're trying to bring light on something that needs to be fixed, which currently is on its way up to being fixed. But I just didn't like their approach. I didn't like how they handled it. I didn't like how they executed it. And I felt they only were just trying to prove their point instead of educating people about it. So, little backstory. Decoded goes to New York Comic Con last weekend, and they just randomly asked people to name 7 characters of color. I paused for dramatics. But yeah, and no one they asked could answer this question. No one. In 2015, at that convention that they asked, could answer that question at all. Kind of really made me upset. Not because those people could not answer the question, because I feel like they just intentionally went for people or only showed people that could not answer that question. That question can be answered. I've gone to several conventions. I travel to conventions. I self-publish my own books, and I'm an avid comic book fan and collector. So I know that question can be answered. So what I'm going to do is, not only am I going to name, in honor of how she did it, I'm going to just name off 7 characters, without looking or anything like that for my first video. But I'm going to do 7 a day for the next 7 days. The conclusion will be in Cleveland, Ohio, where I'll be doing a panel with the Stuff and Freestyle Comics, and we're going to end there with 7 other characters, just to show how many characters of color there is out here in geekdom, or comic geekdom, or medium geekdom, whatever you want to call it. They're out there, and they're pretty popular. So, to start me off, we're going to start off with our 7 characters of color today. Let me go a little bit old school with you for when I started collecting comic books and I got right into that venue. We could go with Psylocke from the X-Men, Storm from the X-Men, Bishop from the X-Men, Forge from the X-Men. That's just when I started reading comic books. So now we're going to go up a little bit more present day. Miss Marvel. What does that put me at? 5? Because she's a huge character out right now for Marvel Comics. Miles Morales, the new Spider-Man. Or he's been Spider-Man for a while, but he's taking over front and center as New York Spider-Man, per the all-new, all-different Marvel Comics. What does that put me at? 6? Oh, here's a big one. He's getting a movie. Black Panther. And that's just off the top of my head, just perusing through my comic books or whatnot, or just thinking back on my little comic book history. That's 7 characters of color. And those are pretty popular characters. Maybe not all of them, but the good chunk, 4 or 5 of them, super popular. That's just with Marvel Comics. Just with Marvel Comics. And the first 4 from the 90s, when I started collecting. Miss Marvel and Miles, hugely popular. Hugely popular. I've named my son after Miles. But, tomato, tomato. Isn't that how they say? This is my first of 7 videos. I will be posting them every day for the next 7 days. So, take this journey with me as I challenge Decoded and MTV with the 7 characters of color. And let's not get it mixed up here. I understand that diversity is something that needs to be worked on in comic books, in movies, and TVs, and cartoon shows, and all that stuff. I understand that. My issue is that instead of educating people about it and, taking the right steps with this opportunity that they had at New York Comic Con, they just went for the negative. Instead of saying, hey, can you tell me 7 characters of color? Oh, you can't? Well, here's a couple of them. Do you read these books? Have you seen these shows? It is happening. Whether it be for monetary gains or for the right reason, Marvel, DC, and Image are diversifying their comic book characters. Indies, which I am one of them. We've been diversified since independents have been out. So it's out there, and it's pretty relevant, and people are changing. It's happening. It's not going to happen overnight, but in the last 3 to 5 years, that change has been happening, and it's been a pretty big change. So some people beef because they don't like the reason why Marvel's doing it and they're just switching some characters over rather than creating new characters. I say independents have new characters that you can go read. Read all about the new characters. Marvel, DC, and Image are going to stick with their characters that they've had for 70 plus years. It's not easy to introduce a brand new character and then immediately start making a profit from that character right off the gate. Did you ever think that maybe they have a plan to do that? We don't know what goes on behind their office doors, but they are diversifying, whether you like their reason or not. And this is Mike Watson with The Stuff and Freestyle Comics. Check you tomorrow. Catch that new episode of The Stuff being uploaded about a day or so, because that was a heated debate. Later.